Hey, stars, this is my second part, shot a star. Um, yeah, like I said, the first one was intended to be this. I have to change the title of it. Now, this is the video that was supposed to come to you, but of course, I got caught up into all that other. Nevertheless, again, first day of July. Um, it's supposed to be very humid here in New York and New Jersey. Um, did that in the last video about the difference between 88 degrees and 90 degrees, or 89 degrees and 90. Just the stupidest thing. We in a heat wave, girls. Okay, seriously. Nevertheless, again, I'm drinking the Turkey Hill zero sugar sweet tea that I talked about in the video just before this one. And I love it. And again, no, I am not sponsored by anything. I don't even make money off of YouTube yet. All this work and all these videos. Imagine I have, if I'm not mistaken, about 83, 84 videos that I've done within the past 10 to 11 months. And yeah, I'm not even monetized. So nevertheless, we're going to keep this going. Um, did you, now remember we talked about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, President Trump, when they were fighting and we didn't know if it was real or whatever it was. Well, I don't know how real it was but I know how real it is. Um, allegedly, Elon Musk vows to defeat Republicans who vote for Donald Trump's mega bill, right? So apparently the fight is still going on. He's just actually being more quiet about it, I guess. I don't know. Them kids. I don't know. And after I saw President Trump actually curse, use profanity on TV, live TV. I don't know if it was allegedly, but regardless, he was being interviewed. There was reporters there that were interviewing, and he was talking about the war. After I heard him say that, I had never heard a president or a leader say something like that. And I said, that's the real him. I mean, we've seen parts of real him and what's not or whatever, right? But that I decided, I said that man, for him to be that angry, and that it's free TV. It's on channel 247. Anybody can see it. It's not a special thing that we subscribe to. It was just a word. It wasn't very presidential, of course, but I didn't expect it to be. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect it to be. Um, okay, so let's get into that a little more. Like I said, Elon Musk vows to defeat Republicans who vote for Donald Trump's mega bill. So Elon Musk escalated his criticisms of President Donald Trump's tax and budget mega bill as the Senate took up the legislation. Sorry, guys, warning them he would boost primary challenges to defeat the Republican lawmakers who vote for this legislation. Musk, don't laugh at me. Sometimes I get like that with words. Stop playing. Anywho, Musk, the richest man in the world and former top White House advisor, unleashes a flurry of posts on June 30th attacking the bill, saying that, anybody that goes for it, he's going against you. So it makes me again think that the fight may have been the fight may I tickle myself sometimes. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here trying to say the word. And my grandmother would say, she's tickled me, she's laughing. Um, I don't know how real this fight was with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and I'm always going to be respectful of President Trump. But I don't know. I don't see anything really rattling, rolling. Every now and again, what you see something, or you ask for something. Well, yesterday, I don't know how many of you were aware. Did you hear about it was originally 5 victims, now it's 6, on the horrific crash on I-20. Um, I believe this happened in Texas. Yeah, this actually happened in Texas. And actually, it was reported as of yesterday, it was 5 victims, but now another person has passed away. They said that the driver was driving the 18-wheeler that caused the accident. He fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into stop traffic. So allegedly, at some point on the highway, something was construction or something. So the car started to stop, actually stopped. The traffic was no longer moving. And he's coming down with an 18-wheeler, not just a car, not just a truck, an 18-wheeler. And crashed into cars. I think it was 7 cars. And this is all alleged, but just letting you know that a sixth victim has passed away from that accident. And this happening because the 18-wheeler truck driver fell asleep at the wheel. And that brings you to wondering, are they working them? Well, we already know they're working them, but I also know I have known people that drive for a living, buses or trucks and stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong. And sis, you know who you are. Um, my sister on the wheels is still, no, seriously. Yvette, if you know better, I believe that they have scheduling of how many hours you could drive and whatever, but I don't know what that is. So, if, Yvette, if you can please comment and let us know. And you know what, Yvette, seriously, people don't take into consideration or even talk a lot about women truck drivers. It's a huge thing. And when you say women, oh, she a truck driver, she don't look like y'all expected her to look like Mike Tyson and stuff like that. No, these are beautiful women, bangers. Like I don't want them, but I mean, hello. But about beautiful women, and I know one or two, but I definitely know we've had. But I think I know another. But however, they actually had a trucking show on TV. It didn't last, but it was on a while, and the women were beautiful, popping. They own trucking companies, but we are actually talking about the drivers. Is great. But I think they usually normally le- allegedly start off as drivers and then they build their fleet and then they become owners. I'm thinking that's how it goes. But nevertheless, let me know, Yvette, about how many hours you're allowed to drive and then how many hours you have to be down and things of those things. Just need to know. And like I said, I want to do an interview with you person to person. Or, I have a little fancy system here. I can just bring you one in. But yeah, I would like to do an interview and I would like to know what women's trucking like, what life is like, you know? I'm interested to know. Okay, so moving right along, this truck driver, 18-wheeler, fell asleep at the wheel. And this is what happened. And this coming on the we're going into our 4th of July week, and I want you guys to be very careful out there. People are overworked. They say there's going to be so many millions of people. Some people are not flying like me. I'm not ready to fly yet, but we will be soon. It has to be. It's just, we have to move on with our lives. You know what I mean? You can't be, we take a chance every time we go up there anyway, real talk. Um, okay. So with that being said, um, did you know that Delta Airlines canceled almost 1,000 flights due to severe weather? Right? All of this, the cancellations began on June 27th, which was days ago. They canceled over 1,000 flights due to severe weather disruptions. Atlanta's Hartfield Jackson International Airport, it just went kapooey. They were done. And especially with this past Sunday being Gay Pride, hope them kids got out in time, got here early. Okay. Because they had them kids on TV sleeping at the airport and carrying on. And by that time, went back to my home. Meaning, if I was in Atlanta trying to come to Gay Pride in New York, I'd have just went home and did what I do. Um, yeah. So, 1,000. Can you imagine 1,000 flights and you're not knowing what those flights are? It's crazy. And like I said, more problems with the airlines. And it's not here just Newark. It's not JFK. It's not just LaGuardia. It's not just Atlanta. It's across the board, people. And the next story is going to tell you that because we still have. Okay, well, you know what? I ain't even got to talk about it. I can be about it. Okay, now let's go here. Bring you in. American. Okay. So American airline flight forced to land in Dallas after losing engine. Seriously. I can go on with y'all don't understand. I can go on with this all day. While I am researching stories for you guys and going, backtracking, trying to do a little fact checking, making sure I don't, because there's a lot of fake stories in the news or social media. And a lot of them stories that you see and hear, they're not real. And when I get them, I hear them, I'm like, okay, you can almost tell in the grammar of the title almost. It'd be like talking about the talking girl. Mm. The grammar don't be there. I say, ain't nobody published that. Nevertheless, I find at least, seriously, 3 to 4 stories a day about things happening with planes, different things in our country, around the world, everything. So I know this is a global thing, right? So it's just happening that way. I don't even know what to say about it. It's weird, but you know what? I have to get over this fear and put it in God's hands because only He knows the time. So it is what it is. If it ain't meant, it ain't meant. But God ain't also, He ain't gonna do for you what you can do for yourself. And you can use the brain and what He gave you and common sense. And I digress. An American airline flight from Las Vegas to Charlotte had to make an emergency landing in Dallas on Friday, this past Friday, just 2 days after a flight on the same route returned to Vegas with serious engine trouble. American Airline Flight 2981 landed in Dallas after taking off from Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, heading to Charlotte in North Carolina. So, this is what I'm saying to you. It's not new. This is happening more and more. And some of the stuff, if I really, I could do a whole show on just airline stories. Plane fall will allegedly will falling off engine, and now it's becoming now more as I just told you. This is two engine. A plane having engine trouble, not flapping the wings, not engine. What keeps you up, keep you going. The engines are now having issues. Is it the one I just told you about? And they said 2 days before that, another plane had to return to Vegas because of engine issue. I can't. I can't. Okay, so you know how I feel about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., right? I allegedly, I'm going to always tell you, this is a man that have known allegedly to have been a drug addict. Okay, when you look at him, when you talk to him, his voice is like, I don't understand what, and I'm like, what'd you say, sir? Kind sir, huh? I want my health secretary, the secretary of health, that's over the health, and speak up. I want to hear what you got to say. You told me that I don't know. Like his child, like his whole throat need to be snatched out and maybe replaced. Again, his own family stated he should not have gotten that appointed seated for health secretary or whatever it is. I'm not even going to give crap to it. But do you know? Now, I told you what he did was he had fired all the 17, and now I heard he's replaced them. So whoever he's replaced them with more than likely are going to have the same ideas and beliefs that he is, since he had to pick all new 17. All 17? These are the people that doctors and allegedly people that, you know, work with the CDC, and this is how we get our flu shots every year, and this is how, if something like COVID or something else happens like that, where they are the ones that come up with, baby, this man. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Give me 1 second, people, because I want to. Okay, so I'm going to start it with this, and then I'm going to get into the story. And I told you this man isn't qualified. He ain't never been a doctor. He ain't got a doctorate. He ain't even got a doctorate in child care. He ain't got a doctorate in legal. He ain't nothing. He ain't got a doctorate in nothing. Mr. Trump just did anything he wanted to do just to piss us off. Okay. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants every American to wear a health tracking device, and security experts have serious concerns. Well, he's saying that, okay, well, a lot of Americans, right? Get into this. He's stating a lot of Americans already wear smartwatches and smart rings to monitor their health and fitness, right? So you may soon be encouraged to do so by the high ranking members of the government, meaning they're going to kind of force you, allegedly try to force you, strong arm you into wearing a device. What, sir, 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 you doing too much. You doing too much. Okay. Let Okay, let's get into the other part. Give me 1 second. Let me get that to you. Okay. Security experts are raising the alarm over RF Kennedy Jr.'s proposal to put health tracking devices on every American. Every American he's proposing. He's putting it out there. Of course, it's gonna. At this time, I can't even say what it's going to do. Anyway, he's saying that we should be either wear a device or being chipped, right? So that not only do we um, monitor our health, right? I should have did another story. I got another ending story. But anyway, monitor our health, our blood pressure, things like that. If you're diabetic, your glucose levels and things of those, right? Now he's suggesting and proposing allegedly that every American get in chip and they force you to do it, and the government is the ones watching that, having statistics on your blood pressure, your whatever. Are you kidding me? This sounds so stupid. This sounds like a movie. It's just so stupid. And this is the same man that actually said that African Americans and Caucasian Americans need two different vaccines. Because it's nice, again, like I said, it's nice to be thought of well and thought higher, put on a pedestal. But could you put us on a pedestal for something that really matters? Because what you're telling us, we already knew. Hello. He's stating that it's certain things like the melanin in our skin does. We don't get skin cancer as much as Caucasians and different things. He's bigging up and saying that, we need less and they need more. So he's suggesting two separate vaccines for African Americans and for Caucasians. I thought it was the craziest thing. And this was all before he was appointed Secretary of Health. This is his thoughts. They were out there already. I told y'all in a couple of episodes, this man bugged out. Listen, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I did not tell you, okay? Well, let me bring up this picture. Give me 1 second. I want you to see who I'm talking about. It's not a really great story, guys, so definitely want you to see what's going on. I had saw this story. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what this is going to sound like. But I had heard about the story like the day after Father's Day, which wasn't only like 2 weeks ago. So I'm just stating. It's a South Florida dad who passed away after saving two daughters from drowning on Father's Day, remembered as a hero. Okay, so this is who he is. And now I'm going to get to the story. I just wanted you to see who it is. Matter of fact, I can keep him up and I'll tell you. His name is Antoine Wilson, a man who sprang into action after his two children, his two daughters, appeared to be in distress while in the waters in Fort Lauderdale. He passed away on Monday, which was the day after Father's Day. The man was identified as 33-year-old Anton Wilson, a resident of Lauderhill. So he jumped in. His dad saw his daughters in distress in the water. I believe they were at the beach, allegedly. And he saw them was in distress and he jumped in to help them and save them. But in the midst, he saved them, but he drowned. So I know he's being honored as a hero, of course. And, this little girl, her dad is always going to be a hero, I would hope. I would hope. This is a story. This is more of a story about parents' love, and even though the next story is about a dad doing pretty much the same thing, it's not just the dads because there's a lot of moms doing being moms and dads. So I'm just saying this is what parents would do for their children. So they're giving him a day, Antoine Wilson, and I salute you. God bless you. Condolences to your family, but again, a man will do whatever it takes to save his daughters, and that's what he did. He saved his two daughters, but in the midst, he passed away. So I wanted you to let you guys know about Antoine Wilson. Um, Now moving along, give me a second. Okay, let's go to here. So I'm sure you guys are aware. Give me one second. I'm sure that you guys are aware that on a Disney cruise, a little girl fell overboard. Fell overboard. This is, I'm not going to show the video. The video's everywhere. But this is a picture of the boat that they dropped from the ship to go out and get the. Okay, so it says girl falls off a Disney cruise ship returning to Florida. Father dives in after her, and this is what we know. So, I mean, I've been hearing it all over the news and everything, but I with the last story, but the dad passed away, and you know, what happened was a little girl. I don't really know all the entire story. It's still, building, but a little girl fell off of a cruise ship. We're not talking about she fell off of a yacht and she fell off a boat. She fell off of a cruise ship, and allegedly, we all know what cruise ships. They could be 7, 8, 9, 10 stories high. Yeah, and she fell over, and her dad jumped over with and to get her straight up. Um, I actually had pulled something to read to you guys, but like I said, the little girl fell over um, the cruise ship, and her dad um, went to jump directly over to get his baby. Okay, it says a child fell overboard during a Disney cruise, prompting her father to jump in after her in a dramatic rescue. The crew aboard the Disney Dream, is what the ship was called, swiftly rescued the two guests from the water. A Disney Cruise Line spokesperson told USA United Today. We commend our crew members for their exceptional skills and prompt actions, which ensures the safety return of both guests to the ship within minutes. We also know it wasn't minutes. They can say minutes because it wasn't an hour, but it wasn't. When they say minutes, they make you think, oh, they fell over and in 5 or 10 minutes they were back on the boat. That's not what happened. The dad jumped in with it, and then they had to release another boat with 2 people, a rescue team, to get them. And they were returned to the boat. And this happened on June 29th. This just happened on Sunday. Okay, they saying that she fell from the 4th deck. They were returning to Fort Lauderdale from the Bahamas, and a little girl fell overboard from the 4th deck on Sunday, June 29th. Okay, so like they said, the dad jumped in. He did what he had to do, and that's again is showing you this this parents' love. Parents, they doing whatever. Are you kidding? So I can't even be mad and say anything mad about that. Again, I don't have to wish them condolences, but again, to the first father who saved his daughters, condolences to your family, and to the second group where the dad jumped off of the Disney crew to get his daughter. Hats off to you. You did what you had to do. Okay, are you guys aware? With all the things that the deportation talk that's going on, right? Give me a second. I want to show you something, and I've been hearing things, so I want to show you this first, just so you can see title, just as I can see it, and then I'll get into it. Now, this is stating, a little weird, man born on Army base to U.S. soldier deported to Jamaica. A man who was born on a U.S. Army base and his dad was a U.S. soldier has been deported to Jamaica. How is that? That's what you would say, like, what are you talking about? You can't be more American. Like, are you for real? What is this, Captain America? Back to, a man born on a U.S. Army base. I'm gonna tell you the key words, what it really is. And it's okay. So the story is, say this man is, however, okay. Jermaine Thomas, born on a U.S. military base in Germany. Jermaine Thomas, born on a U.S. military base in Germany, was deported to Jamaica, a country he has never visited. His case was raised questioning about citizenship rights and the legal status of children born to U.S. citizens. Fathers deployed in the military bases abroad to U.S. You are American citizen. You're fighting for the U.S., but you're in a U.S. on a U.S. Army base abroad. And how will this protect them? Supreme Court ruled that Thomas was not a U.S. citizen, despite his birth on a U.S. Army base in Germany, and his father did not meet the physical presence required necessary to pass on citizenship. Thomas's deportation process began after an eviction notice leading to his arrest and detention in Texas. He has since described the experience as surreal and unfair, as he was deported to a country he had no ties to and had never set foot on. Um, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. It's really, really weird because you would think, and this thing with the father not being, I don't know what that was about, something he didn't meet requirements. The father is in the U.S. Army. He was fit to fit those requirements, though, right? Somehow he became a soldier in the U.S. Army. So you're saying he didn't fit the requirements to be a U.S. citizen, but yet he could fight for the U.S. fight in the U.S. Army? I mean, correct me, please. I know a lot of veterans on here. Got a lot of family members as veterans. If you know, explain that to me. The father was fighting for the U.S. and was stationed on a U.S. Army base in Germany. Him and his wife, a woman, they didn't say wife, allegedly, a woman had a baby boy. He was born on this U.S. Army base that his father is stationed on in Jersey, in Germany, right? Now they're coming later stating, because this is not a little boy, this happened years and years ago. I'm sorry that they're really not giving a lot of, like, I'm being really, really honest with you. They're really, really not. Give me a second. Yeah. How is it that he didn't hold the citizenship automatically? He was born on a U.S. Army base. Even though it was in Germany, it was still a U.S. Army base. That's what it is. So why wouldn't that not make it automatic for him? And I would also like to research a little more in this story. Why was the father again able to be a U.S. soldier in the U.S. Army, stationed in on a U.S. Army base in Germany, but still didn't meet qualifications to be a citizen? I'm gonna go back to the story, guys. Yeah, I now I have even more questions for myself. But speaking of questions, let's speak about how many questions you guys have. Now, this is allegedly. Now, I've been hearing this for a while. I've done some research on it. The research is a kind of yay and a nay that I keep coming up with. Right? It's my last story. I'm gonna let you go because I know this is my second video for this one day. So, okay. In May of 2025. claims started circulating that the people that have signed up to TSA PreCheck and Global Entry may have made a mistake. And I say that is, I am signed up, my household is signed up for these things, right? We are. So I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying, oh, that's why I didn't do it. I did it and I've used it. I've had it for years. We've had it for years. We don't deal with having to taking our shoes off and our belts, and we don't have to wait on that long line. There are, and more and more people are getting it. But the point is, and this is all alleged, because I'm searching through it and I've heard certain things, and it's kind of yeah, but no is in the fine print. So I want you guys to know about it, and if you guys care to know more about it, let me know. We can talk about it. We can figure it out. Again, in May 2025, claims started to circulate that signing up for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry would give the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI unrestricted, warrantless, indefinite access to the applicant's personal data, including health records, social media communications, and court history. So what they're saying, what these accusations are claiming, is that because those of us that signed up for TSA PreCheck and Global Entry, in the fine print somewhere we didn't read in there, they're stating that we have now given the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI unrestricted, warrantless, indefinite access to our health records, social media communications, and court history. When I was starting to hear it, I gagged. I did. But again, I wasn't surprised, because I mean, there's a reason they want you have to go through. Because when I originally did my TSA PreCheck, right, years ago, they put me through it to get it. Not meaning I couldn't get it, but like me and my husband did it the same day. Within 2 weeks, he was accepted. Mine took 2 months. You know why? Because of my name. It's about your names. All your parents giving your kids these fancy, crazy, ridiculous names. Yeah, that goes through it. And I'm not saying my name is crazy or ridiculous. However, Sharis can come off a lot of things. It comes off, my last name is Irish. My first name is Egyptian. It's That's what took so long. They had to really do a thorough. So it's the name. The name. Leighton's got his in 2 weeks. I waited 2 months. But it happened, and that was back then. But now everyone's getting it. So what they're saying is that we've given the FBI and Homeland Security unrestricted, warrantless, indefinite access to health records. I don't know health records. I don't understand, why would you need health records? Vaccine vaccine records, maybe, because you're traveling international and you're doing different things. So vaccine records, possibly. But my whole health records, all my health records, no, absolutely not. Why would you need that? Why would you need that? Social media communications, why would you need that? So you're watching our videos and you're somehow watching us and seeing how we feel about different countries. That's how they put you in a category, allegedly. And it's air quotes. Okay. That's how they put you in these different categories where, oh, he said bad things about the president. Oh, he doesn't, you may have mentioned you don't like the royal family in England. This is all alleged. They put you in different categories. Listen, I don't know. I don't think we have any privacy anymore. I'm going to be really, really honest with you. I don't think we even have privacy anymore. Listen, guys, I love you. Please leave me some comments, share my videos, subscribe to my videos, and please leave me comments. I really want to hear what you guys got to say. I love you guys. You'll hear from me soon. Remember, this will be the second video for today. And on that note, have a great week. And I will be back on before the 4th of July. So we'll talk about that as soon as possible. Okay? And